Hi, this is Sweet June coming back at you. SJ Talks in Life coming back at you with another video. If you're new to my channel, please do me a huge favor and hit the subscribe button. I know you've heard the story about Frank James, the subway shooter in New York. They had a subway shooting in New York City a couple weeks, was it last week or a couple weeks ago? They had a subway shooting in New York. And they say he shot 10 people, but thank God, by the grace of God, everyone survived. There was no deaths, so that was good news. I'm so glad that the people survived. He shot 10 people. They were injured, but looks like everybody's going to come out okay. So thank God for that. Just thank God that there was no deaths in this situation. I'm just really, I didn't want to really talk about it until I was trying to wait till I got more. So I'm a little late talking about this because I just wanted to wait to get more information about this man, and not really understanding why he would do something like this. I think I have an idea, but I'm not 100% certain. I was watching some other videos, YouTubers, commentary on this man, and it seems like I'm getting a little bit more. I wanted to get a little bit more of a backstory on this guy, and I was watching some YouTubers, and so other YouTubers, so I got a little bit more information about this guy, and it appears that he is a member of the Black Manosphere. He is a YouTuber. He had a YouTube channel. They say Tanya TKO did a huge stream talking about him. I think she did a couple of them. They took I went to look for his YouTube channel, but they took it down. But she said that he has other channels on here. She said he has other channels on here. I'm not 100% certain, but they took his main channel down. Yes, he was a YouTuber. Um, he was part of the YouTube content creator community, and he was a member of the Black Manosphere. And he was a fan of Kevin Samuels. Tanya TKO played some of the videos. She played some clips from some of the videos that he did, and I don't know. It seems to me that he had an issue with black women. It seems like to me he had a problem with, because he drove from Wisconsin. He didn't live in New York. He drove from Wisconsin um, to commit this horrific crime. But why, I don't understand. Was this the random? He wasn't very smart because he had bag with some. Um, I don't know if he had bombs or smoke bombs, or I don't know. And they said by the grace of God he wasn't a very good shot. So thank God that I give God the credit in that. I just think it's by the grace of God that nobody was killed. But he was a part of, allegedly a part of. Was not really alleged because she had some clips of his videos where he's talking about. He's a fan of Kevin Samuels, and he was talking about black women. He's made some disparaging comments about black women, and he seemed like he had an issue with black women because he's making some disparaging comments about black women and things like that. Um, um, this is very disturbing to me. This is when I found that out. I said, "Oh my goodness, I gotta address this." I was, like I said, I was trying to get a little bit more of a backstory on him. You really don't. Most of the time, black men don't typically do mass shootings, but anybody can go crazy. Anybody can go crazy. It don't matter. Crazy ain't got no race. Crazy don't have no race. We live in towards the end of the system. Um, that's Bible prophecy. The Bible talks about how people are going to be have not going. The Bible says people are not going to have natural affection. They're going to be lovers of themselves, and we're seeing evidence of it every day with these kinds of things. So crazy come in different races. Crazy come in different races. Crazy come in different colors. Crazy ain't got no color. Crazy ain't got no race. Okay, so anybody can be crazy. It don't matter what race, what color. Crazy come in all races. You don't know if this man was crazy or was he just pure evil. So I don't know. I just don't understand. Um I guess when they take him to court, maybe they will get a better understanding as to why he targeted the people in the subway in New York City. But I know he was a member of the Black Manosphere. He seemed to have had some issues with black women, and that is what is very disturbing to me. That element of his backstory is very disturbing to me because remember I did a video, and I'm gonna try to put the link. If I don't forget, I'm gonna try to put the link of that video in the description box. I did a video. It was a little short video talking about how these black male bashers here on YouTube, black female bashers here on YouTube, is setting a really bad. They're constantly, consistently, collectively bashing black women, and it's causing a mass. It's causing hatred. Um, because they're spewing out all this negativity about black women and painting a very horrible picture about black women. I think it's setting black women up. It's setting black women up to get hurt or killed. And I mean, it really, um, it really, to me, it is a form of hate speech, if you ask me. Because I just think that when some men listen to that content, when some men listen to that content, they're gonna look at it like, you know, you don't know what kind of you don't know what their heart condition is. You don't know what kind of hatred that they're dealing with in their heart towards black women. And when they're listening to all these black female bashers here on YouTube, not it doesn't matter what they call themselves or what excuse they make, but it's all boils down to the fact that you're spewing hatred towards black women. You're spewing negativity and hatred towards black women, and in a sense, it encourages. Um, I know Tommy Sotomayor encourages violence against black women. You know, they really YouTube needs to. He keeps popping up. He keeps pulling up channels on here. There has been a lot of his videos where he encouraged violence against black women. That should be a deal breaker for YouTube, because what happens is these men are listening to these content creators, and if they have a hatred towards black women in their heart, it's just going to give them more motivation to go out there and hurt black women. Now I don't know if that was his motive for this shooting, because he shot random people in this subway, but I just know that when you look at the backstory of this guy, he was a YouTuber and he was a member of the Black Manosphere, and he was a fan of Kevin Samuels, and he said a lot of disparaging things about black women. So it looks like to me that he had a hatred or some type of disdain for black women. I don't know if he was targeting black women in this shooting. I don't know. Nobody knows yet what his motive was, but it just kind of makes you wonder. And like I said, this type of stuff is very disturbing to me. Um, The black femicide rate is increasing in this country. A black woman is killed, murdered every 5 hours in this country. Let me repeat that. A black woman is murdered every 5 hours in this country. That is very serious. The black femicide rate is increasing, and I'm really, really concerned about this because I'm a black female myself. I have black females in my family. I know a lot of black females. So that's very disturbing to me. And the fact that these men come on YouTube and they spew this hatred towards black women and this negativity towards black women, and it just fuels it. And if a man is already dealing with some animosity and ill feelings towards black women and they watch this stuff, and it sends out a terrible message. And I just think it's going to open the door for more violent acts to be committed towards black women. And that's why I think YouTube needs to do a better job of cracking down. I'm not saying men can't come on here and express their opinion. That's not what I'm saying. It's one thing for them to come on here and express their opinions or what issues they think black women have, but most of the time they're generalizing anyway. But it's another thing for them to spew hatred towards black women, and a lot of them they are spewing. I'm not saying Kevin Samuel spews hatred. It encourages violence against black women. I'm not saying that he's doing all that, but it's just that a lot of it could be a lot of men that could be watching him, that certain key words that he says, and they already have hatred in their heart towards black women. It might encourage them to go out and hurt black women, or and particularly Tommy Sotomayor. He has done lots of videos where he said, "I don't care what happens to black women," and when he does a video about something happening to a black woman, he say that we deserve it and all this kind of stuff like that. That's poison. That's poison. It's like he putting poison out there, and it's like he's wishing death upon black women. There's times where he wished death upon black women and all that kind of stuff. Um, and it's one thing to express your opinion, but there's another thing to spew hatred towards any race of people, any group of people, and try to say, oh, and try to wish death upon them and wish bad things to happen towards them because you don't like that specific group of people. That's when it's problematic. And YouTube needs to do it, whether it's the white supremacists, which I don't even bother to watch them, or any other group that is spewing hatred towards another group. It doesn't matter what that group is, who that group is, it could be black people towards white people, or white people towards black people, or white women or black men towards black women, or black women towards black men. If you're spewing out hatred towards that group, then that's when YouTube needs to shut that individual video down. At least shut the video down. I'm not saying you have to shut the whole channel down, but you can shut that video down. Just like y'all they so adamant about they don't want you talking about COVID and medical misinformation and all, and the vaccination. They cracked down on that. They made sure you didn't talk about that. But they need to crack down on some of these other things on here too that's supposed to go against their community guidelines, but they don't crack down on it. They crack down on that COVID thing though. And that you couldn't even say it. You couldn't say vaccination and all that, and you couldn't talk about the vaccination. They shut me down for a whole week just because I was expressing my opinion about it. But see, some of this other stuff goes against their community guidelines too, but they do not crack down on it. So they can crack down on it if they want to. Now, I appreciate the fact that they shut Tommy's channels, but he keeps coming back. Why keep letting him come back? And then he has other channels on here. So they need to do a better job of cracking down. If they're spewing hatred towards black women, wishing death upon black women, trying to suggest that terrible and horrible things should happen to us, Shut them down. Shut them down. Shut them down. Because they said this man had issues with black women. He said some disparaging things about black women. He was part of the black manosphere. Now, I'm not saying that everybody that's a part of the black manosphere hates black women. That's not what I'm suggesting. But I know that they say a lot of negative things about black women. I do know that. And so that's problematic. And he was a fan of, it's very disturbing. I mean, he was a Kevin Samuels fan. And once again, I'm not saying Kevin Samuels promotes violence against black women, but he says a lot of disparaging things about black women. And you don't know how somebody's going to take that. If they already have a hatred or disdain towards black women, you don't know how they're going to take that. You don't know how they're going to take that. And they might take it as you giving them the green light to go out there and hurt or kill black women. So that's not saying these people need to be shut down. They on here spewing hatred towards black women and stuff. They need to be shut down. You know what I'm saying? And YouTube shut his channel down. But they said he has some more channels on here. I don't know. And so, yeah, that's very disturbing. The fact that he has some issues with black women. So let me know in the comment section if you heard about Frank James. If you heard anything about him having issues towards black women. And with this, this is very disturbing. And I do believe that does have something to do. Social media plays a very big. I think it plays a big role in why the black femicide rate is going up in this country. I do. I think social media has a large part in why the black femicide rate is going up, and it is my video that I did on it. I didn't even hardly get any views on it, so that speaks volumes. It just shows that people just don't care about, don't seem to care about black women. It's As a black woman, it's very disheartening, you know. And so, if these men on here that spews out hatred and encourages violence against black women need to shut them down. YouTube need to shut them down. Plain and simple. If we as black women see these videos, we need to flag them. And I'm a YouTuber. I'm not an advocate of flagging people, but if I see somebody on here spewing hatred, now I'm not saying if he's expressing an opinion, if he's spewing hatred, I mean, if he's somehow suggesting violence against black women or wishing bad things to happen to black women, and they sit up here and something happens to a black woman and they say they're glad that it happened, you're promoting violence against black women. If you're saying that if something happens to a black woman and you say that you glad it happened, okay, well you're promoting violence against black women. And the same if a black woman is doing it to black men. You know, can't do that. I mean, you can express your opinion, and even you say you speak the truth or whatever. Okay, well, you can speak the truth and talk about the issues without going into all that, without suggesting hatred, spewing hatred, and suggesting violence and all that type of stuff. So just let me know what you guys think about this. It's very disturbing to me that he was part of the black manosphere and he didn't seem like he was too crazy about black women. Let me know what your thoughts are on it. This guy, black women, let me know what you think in the comment section and everything. And let me know what your thoughts are on this. Okay, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video. And hit the notification bell so every time I do a video, you will be notified. And until the next video, be blessed.